Welcome back to the Valkyrie Cycle, a Monster Hearts 2 actual play podcast by Midnight Ceremonies Media. This is episode 6, Confessions. Hello everyone, my name is Percival Walter, I use he/him pronouns, and I play Lucien Aster in the Valkyrie Cycle. Before we begin the episode, a few reminders. If you're tweeting or posting about the show online, please use the hashtag the Valkyrie Cycle, or hashtag TVC spoilers to tag your content and to help us see anything you'd like to share with us. You can follow our official account at Midnight C Media on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for updates and additional information about this show and more. Finally, a warning that this season deals with heavy themes, including recurring and intense depictions of generational trauma, internalized homophobia, violence, and inter-party conflict. For episode-specific content warnings, please check the episode description or visit our website at midnightceremoniesmedia.com. Thank you ever so much for listening. I hope you enjoy episode 6 of the Valkyrie Cycle, Confessions.
Oh boy, we are back in it, folks.
I'm insane.
So we're going to the 6 p.m. dusk in a playground in Thornridge, where Stephanie and Lucien are standing facing each other. One is shackled and one is holding the chain.
For you to say that. Okay.
What do you do?
Okay, I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
These chains, are they visible? When Lucien was trying to lash out at her, does it look like something does she see what's stopping him, or is it just that?
So the way it works is that when Lucien is being normal, when Lucien is not trying to hurt anyone, he looks normal. There's no chains on him. It is when he tried to hurt you that you could see it.
They are physically manifested.
Yes. I mean, they look a little spectral and a little see-through, but they are visible.
Cool.
Cool. Love that.
Well, Stephanie has cupped his face with her hand and said, "You're mine now." I think that's where we left it.
All right. I'll describe things later, but first, can I just simply roll to run away? I would like to leave.
Yes. Please go ahead and roll to run away.
So scared.
Roll those dice, baby.
That's a 9, so it is a success. Thank fucking God.
It is a mixed success, because on a 7 to 9 you get away, but choose one. You run into something worse, you cause a big scene, or you leave something behind.
Okay. So Catherine, if I choose to run into something worse, but I know that I'm running into the something worse and I'm choosing to run towards it, does that still count? Can I?
Oh, absolutely. I'll let it count. Yeah.
Oh, thank you for this one break. Okay.
Never let it be said I am not a generous and loving master of ceremonies.
Okay. For sure. Okay, yeah, then I choose that option, knowing what I'm running towards. But for some quick narration, after Stephanie does that, as sort of like I said before, it's like it's an old emotion that's that you're seeing on his face, and you can tell that. But specifically when you say the words "you're mine now," something galvanizes almost, and he just doesn't say anything to you and just runs away very quickly, sprints as fast as he can. He's not, oh god, am I? How far away is Luna Hanlon's house, Catherine?
It's not that far.
Okay.
But it is on like the edges of town because they have a backyard that goes into the woods. But you aren't in town. I will say that like the playground is in town. You are like heading for the edge of town from inside.
Cool. So if I went wolf mode, I'd probably get there faster.
I mean, yeah. But also you'd be running through the streets of town as a wolf.
True,
I don't know. Just think about that.
probably not. My Chanel boots shall carry me where I need to go. Yeah, he's just gonna book it using that track team form. But he does not waste time on saying anything to Stephanie Chaplin that would mean that he stays there any longer. He knows that there's no way out, and he's seeking retribution, and so he runs away, and he's running towards the Hanlon home.
Mm-hmm. Stephanie, what do you do after Lucien runs away?
Stephanie pauses for a moment, watches him run away, and turns on her heel and goes and gets in her car and heads home for family dinner. She considers this a win.
Hell yeah, queen, absolutely. You head home, your parents take you out to dinner. I mean, your dad is like being your dad, but it's not very talkative. Clearly just like there because his wife told him that that's what they're doing tonight. But it's like, I mean, I feel like it's civil. And you go out to like, I don't know, your favorite restaurant, and your brother tags along as well. And it's honestly a good dinner. Like your mom is like clearly like making a real effort to like make things like okay or somewhat okay for you. And so it's nice.
I think after going out and they get back home, Stephanie's like, can we change into our PJs and watch a movie together?
Your dad says, I have a project that I need to work on, so I'll be in my office. Heads upstairs. But your mom just goes, of course, honey. Yes, sweetie, of course. And it's like, Chris, why don't you change and join us? And he's just like, ugh, fine.
And I think it's like one of the Sex and the City movies. It's something like dumb and like chick flick, and is just, I don't know, she's being Stephanie Chaplin, girl who just got broken up with,
who dumped her boyfriend,
but
like
he
for good reason.
cheated on her.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah. So you have a all in all like a fairly okay night, considering. But we do flash back over to Lucien running through the streets of Thornridge. Probably never been to Luna's house before, but you can, I mean, you're a werewolf, and just because Stephanie made you not able to hurt anyone, that doesn't change the fact that you still have like crazy senses. So you can like follow the scent like Cassie did the night before and find the Hanlon house with its tiny, like little 2-story house in a like on the edge of a very nice like residential neighborhood. The sign out front and the pride flag hanging like next to the door. And it looks like the lights are on, but the curtains are drawn. There's an extra car in the driveway. This is like clearly Al Hanlon's car. It's like, you know, they park in the school parking lot. They're a teacher, so.
Right. He's gonna walk up to the door. Fucking bang on it. I don't care if there's a doorbell.
You hear someone from inside say, coming. And they like, there's like a beat, and then the door swings open. There's an older Black woman with very short hair, very butch, has like a flannel on over a plain like gray t-shirt and like baggy jeans. And she goes, hi, can I help you?
Is Luna here?
Yeah, she is. Do you need to talk to her?
Yeah, it's about a school thing.
Okay. 1 second. And she like kind of like halfway closes the door and turns around and yells, Luna, your friend is here. And you hear like Luna from somewhere in the house go, who? And Tess opens the door back up and goes, what's your name, sweetie?
Aster, Lucien Aster.
She like does it again and goes, Lucien. And you hear the house like go quiet. And 5 seconds later, Luna's at the door. And she like, you hear that like the door's like still partially shut. And so she says to her mom, we're gonna go on a walk, Mom. We'll be right back. And Tess is like, okay, as long as you come back and do the dishes. And then Tess walks back.
Before Tess walks away, I think he'd want to say, thank you kindly.
Tess says, oh, it's no problem. Just, you know, don't stay out too late or whatever it is y'all are doing. And she heads into the house, and you hear that the sort of like, you can hear and like peek between like the door that off in the kitchen, like you see that Al is at the table and with Riley, and Tess is like heading back to the kitchen with them. They've like clearly just finished up dinner. But then Luna opens the door, steps through, closes it behind her. In like a t-shirt and jeans, but it does not look affected by the cold, and stares at you from the top of the stoop.
Did she say anything?
She's waiting.
You want to go on a walk?
What the fuck is this, Aster?
I think you're actually going to be very happy about the news.
Oh, what? Did my mom come back from the grave?
No.
Then what the fuck could you say to me that would make me happy?
Get off the stoop, Hanlon.
Why? You gonna make me?
No. Just do it.
She steps very carefully down the stairs.
As soon as her last foot hits the ground, Lucien is gonna lunge forward at her as if to strike her. But the chains are gonna pull him back. He's going for just like last time, right where he hit her before. And it's, you watch, he's very precise when he fights. Not it as much as there's rage and a release, it's always exactly what he wants it to be. And so when he tries to hit Luna Hanlon, you get the sense that if the chain hadn't been there, his knuckles would have hit the same spot on her cheekbones.
You also notice like in this moment that like where you hit her last night, it was like bruising pretty rapidly, like but it seems like it's faded a lot over like the last 24 hours. But she just stands there and she doesn't flinch. And then her eyes do widen as your fist hovers there over her face, and you get yanked back into the snow by these heavy spectral chains on your wrists.
I think it sends him on his back, and he just like tenses his arm against it and just feels it. And he's just collapsed, sort of in the same way that he was with Chaplin, where he's on the ground and she's standing up.
Luna walks closer to you, and you see like her brow is furrowed and she's sort of like confused, and she goes, "The fuck happened to you? The fuck is this?"
He gets up and he tries to hit her again, and it doesn't work. He slammed back into the ground.
As you fall back into the ground the second time, she like walks forward and like grabs you by like the front of your shirt and lifts you up, and she says, "The fuck are you doing? The fuck? What the fuck is this? Who did this to you?"
Why aren't you hitting me back? I came to get you. That's what you wanted, wasn't it? He tries to break from her and he tries to hit her again, and it doesn't work.
You like try and pull away, and she has a fucking grip on you and she doesn't let you go. And she holds you there and she says, "I don't know who the fuck you and Cassie think I am. Okay, but I don't hit people when they're fucking down. I wanted a fair fight. I wanted to kill you with my own fucking claws and teeth, and I'm not going to tear you to pieces when you are collapsed on the ground, Aster. I'm not a fucking monster, okay? Now who the fuck did this to you?"
Well, the thing is I am. So, why can't you? You did it before. Just let yourself feel the rage. Please.
Luna takes a deep breath, but keeps her hand clenched in your shirt and just says, "I am not going to be some backup plan that you and your friends use to just come to me when you want to feel hurt. I'm not going to kill you so that you can be free, Lucien. I'm not going to be that for you. And don't stop making me be your firing squad, okay? I'm not going to do that."
Stephanie Chaplin.
What?
Who's Stephanie Chaplin?
The fucking cheerleader?
She, that girl really wants a date to prom.
Oh my fucking god.
I, didn't know what I was walking into. And next thing I know, yeah. She thinks she has things on me.
Oh, she? Besides the obvious.
Yes. But I don't think it's as much of a secret as I want it to be, so. And I was planning on letting that one go anyway, so. pretty sure everyone at Thornridge knows that I'm
What, rich?
he's so close to saying it. You know, God, just say it. You know, just look at me, Hanlon.
Luna lets go of your shirt.
It's not hard to guess. Okay?
I'm not gonna fucking make you say it, dude. So, what's the deal? Can you hurt anyone, or is it just me that's safe?
Pretty sure it's anyone. Which is, the problem. Because, I had a plan that surprisingly involved violence and surprisingly didn't involve you.
Wow. Color me shocked.
Yeah. I was so close. I was so close. And now I don't. That's just it for me. Which is why I came here. I didn't come here for a firing squad. I came here because you... That's it. For me. And you know what that means. It's just it. I'm fucking nothing. I don't have anything anymore. I don't have anything. When I didn't have anyone, I had my teeth. I had my claws. I had my hands. And he looks at them. I can't keep living like this. I can't. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. Now I'm here. I need to hit something, or I need someone to hit me. And now I don't have either of those things. So please, would you give me something, Hanlon? I don't care what you think I deserve. Just give me something.
She takes a step back, and for a second, maybe, her eyes look a little glassy, and she blinks it away. And she fucking punches you in the face. Take a harm as you sprawl into the snow. And then there's a hand reaching out to help you back up.
He grabs it. And as he stands back up, I think he collapses into her and just starts shaking a little bit.
Well, God fucking damn it, Lucien. She starts helping you inside the house. And she like pulls open the door and says, Mama, can you get some tea on? And you hear Tess go, yeah, sure, baby. And they start like the house like starts go like move into motion, and she like pulls you into like a bathroom, sits you down on like the toilet seat, and like starts pulling like a first aid kit out of the like mirror cabinet because you're
Yeah, how bad you get me?
she did like get you like right across like honestly kind of similarly to like where you punched her the night before, but also like you do just sort of in general look fucked. And as she like gets out this first aid kit and like some like alcohol wipes and like gauze and shit, she doesn't move for your face because there's like no blood there. She grabs like your hands and you see on your wrists that there are these wounds from where the shackles have bit into them, and they're not that deep, but they're there. And Luna Hanlon doesn't say anything. She just bandages you up, puts the stuff back in the cabinet, and she says, I'll be right back if you need like a moment alone or whatever.
I think you just laugh at that.
She like steps out of the bathroom and like heads downstairs, and you can hear her like sort of muffled start to talk to her family.
When she's out, I do think Lucien would pull out his phone and text the chosen squad real quick, just to say, okay, period, send. Some news, send. Stephanie Chaplin has to die, send. And also, send. Things are a bit sticky. Send. And then he's going to send a longer paragraph that's like, can't talk about it right now. Suffice it to say I'm safe, but shit is bad. Very, 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 very bad. Send. And then he probably like turns his phone off pretty much. Walks out of the bathroom.
You walk out of the bathroom and you bump into Riley, who was like heading through the hallway, and they go, oh, sorry, excuse me.
Lucien just like steps back and is, for like once in his life, very awkward. And it's like, yeah, sorry. Keep going where you're going.
Yeah, it's fine. They head like just head through and like up the stairs. And as you like head for like the kitchen where you can like hear voices coming from, you notice that this hallway's got a bunch of picture frames hanging on the wall of a bunch of family photos, a wedding photo of Lily and Tess, like fairly recent, because it's 2017. So like handful of years ago. Luna's there, like young teenager, like 12, 13. Big smile on her face. Al is also in that picture. Riley is not. There's like more pictures of like a really young Al Hanlon, like 15, holding like a tiny little baby. Pictures of Lily and Tess on their honeymoon. Pictures of Lily and Tess in college when they met. Pictures of Luna on a playground. You see that like Lily is in the background, like holding her hand on the swing. And there's more recent pictures of them with like a cake, and Riley is in front of it, and the cake says welcome home. And it's like a very lovely like little snapshot into their lives. And then you come into the kitchen, and Al is sitting at the table. This is the shop teacher at your school. She's got like very short hair, and is in like, you know, similarly to like their mom, flannel t-shirt, jeans, also very butch. And she's got like a big mug of like tea in front of her. Tess is like moving like a kettle from the stove and like pouring hot water into like a couple more mugs. And as you step in, Tess looks over at you and goes, do you have a tea you like?
Earl Grey will be lovely, thank you.
She like pulls a box out of like this big cabinet and puts some bags in like the mugs and hands one to you, pushes the other one to Luna, and Tess looks at like the three of you and says, okay, so Lucien, I don't want to put you on the spot, but Luna has told me that, you know, this is not a school thing, it's a werewolf thing. So if you want to explain and talk to us about it, that's fine. But you don't have to. If you just need a cup of tea before you go, that's totally fine. But I mean, if there's something going on that maybe we could help you with, we can't help you if you don't tell us about it.
Lucien takes a long drink of tea and says, "This is quite good. Thank you." I'll talk, but only because I don't want this happening to anyone else. I know you all, or at least some of you, are werewolves. I am as well. He like pulls down his shirt to like show the bite on his clavicle. It's a kind of a recent thing. But that's not. I'm okay with that. That's not why I'm here. How much do y'all know about other kinds of things?
Al like sort of says, well, there's the zombie ice people in the woods, and also Penny. She's like a witch, local witch.
She's a witch?
Yeah, I mean, she's also like new age, spiritual, tarot kind of crystals kind of person, but yeah, she can do actual magic. Helped us out in a pinch a couple of times.
She helped?
Yeah.
Okay. So speaking of witches, there's one who goes to our school, actually. Just recently found out about it. And he pauses and stares at their fridge for a little bit.
It's it has like a couple more photos, but also like mostly like newspaper clippings and homework, and like there's a big one on the top freezer with like little magnets that is Thornridge volleyball takes state by storm, and a big picture of the volleyball team, and that's pinned up to the fridge.
Well, she goes to our school, and I recently ran into her, and I was so unlucky as to have a spell put on me so that I cannot hurt anyone else. But it's, and I think he'd like show his wrists and that they're like bandaged and be like, it's not particularly nice. Sort of like chains, and I don't know if you know if there's any way to get that to not be a thing anymore. I'm guessing no.
Tess says, I'm the normal one, but I can call Penny and see if she knows anything. See if maybe she can come over. Also, Luna, get this boy a bag of peas. And she like goes and grabs like a bag of frozen peas to like, and she slams it in front of you for your face where there's like a giant like bruise forming.
Because I came to the door without a bruise. I was Luna steps outside for 2 seconds. I walk back in with a massive bruise on my face.
Yeah. Tess is like not asking any questions at the moment, but like there's a moment where like Tess and Luna, like a look passes between them and Luna's in trouble.
I think if Lucien saw that, he'd be like, ma'am, this is my own doing. This was
Shut the fuck up, Aster. I punched you in the face.
Yeah, I did, but it was.
Shh, be quiet, don't speak.
He shuts up.
And Luna just like looks at her mom and is like, I punched him. That was on me. And Tess is like, we're gonna talk about that later.
I think Lucien just smiles at that and just drinks his tea.
And Tess says, I'm gonna go grab my phone, call Penny, and y'all just sit here and chat. Put on the radio or something. And she like leaves the room to like go make a phone call.
I think Lucien would ask Al politely and just be like, would it be all right if Luna and I just share a cup of tea?
Oh yeah, you know what, that's great, yeah, for sure. And she just like gets up and leaves. Yeah, and it's just the two of you in the kitchen.
He waits a second and then drinks more tea, and then, please don't punch me again, but I have a question, and I promise I'm not asking it because any fucked up reason or anything, but what was your mom like?
You see that Luna's hand tightens around her mug, and she says, you and Cassie.
It's not about that. It's not. And he looks at her and he's being honest. This is me being selfish. I just want to know.
She looks at you and holds your gaze, and then looks away and says, she was a teacher. She wasn't my teacher. She thought it would be unfair if I was in her 4th grade class because I already knew the assignments from watching her do them for 4 years. But every Tuesday night, she'd make these fucking god awful molasses cookies to bring into everybody for Wednesday morning classes, and I fucking hated them. And that first Tuesday, I tried to follow her recipe and almost burned the house down. I just, no one could, she was so good and kind, and I loved her. I love her, even though I'm disappointing her every day.
Lucian just breathes that in, I think. I don't have a mother. Never have. I used to make one up. I used to think about what she did, where she worked. I used to think she lived in the mountains sometimes. Thought that'd be nice. Thought maybe I'd have siblings or something. Maybe out there there's a home like this one that's just waiting for me to come home. If I wait long enough, and she'll get me. I'll go away. But I just don't. It's not in the cards for me. He paid someone, and now I'm here, and she's not anywhere. My mother's a blank check. So, sorry I asked you, but it's just curious.
Luna sort of moves her hand towards you and clenches her fist and pulls it back. And God, that's fucked up. I'm sorry.
It's old news. See, I wasn't really looking for much of a firing squad as someone who gets it. So, yeah. And, I'm sure you'll get those cookies right someday. Maybe not burn the house down next time. Real pernicious oven.
Luna's mom, Tess, pokes her head back in and says, I called Penny, went straight to voicemail. So I called Penny's grandson, who said that she's with some other witches in the woods right now. So I don't know what's going on there, but sounds like Penny's got a lot on her plate at the moment. But should be, I mean, the Illumination Emporium's closed Sundays, but I mean, Monday morning should be open. There's not much I can do in terms of breaking the magic at the moment. And Luna says, yeah, neither can the rest of us. Teeth and claws don't do much against spells. But I can't fuck up Stephanie Chaplin. And Luna's mom goes, no, we are not fucking up anyone under the age of 18.
Lucien just looks at Luna.
Luna's like, yeah, sure, Mom. Yep. I won't enact violence upon Stephanie Chaplin, I promise.
Ma'am, respectfully, I cannot make that promise. Though, to be fair, I am unable to harm anyone at the moment, so I suppose it doesn't much matter.
Tess just nods and says, well, that's okay. Except the things we cannot change, right? If anything happens, I didn't know about it. And I don't know about it. I don't know anything, actually. So, there we go. Have you had dinner yet?
Lucien tries to remember. Maybe. I don't think so. No.
Okay. I'm gonna get some leftovers out. And she starts getting some stuff out of the fridge. And Luna sort of pulls you aside as like her mom is like getting you a meal. And she says, listen, this is really weird. Because we had like a vulnerable moment or whatever, and that's kind of fucking me up.
Don't worry, it's fucking me up too.
Okay, good, great.
We're on the same
page.
We're on the same page.
Cool. Since you're sort of indisposed at the moment, I'll put a pin in killing you and your friends, sort of as a little favor to you.
Much obliged.
Yeah. So, maybe next time, like, I mean, at least you knocked. Like, maybe next time, like, I don't know. Let me know when you or Cassie or whoever wants to come to my house.
Wait, Cassie came here?
Yeah. Like last night.
What the fuck happened?
Honestly, kind of the same shit that just happened with you, where they wanted me to like beat the shit out of them. Except they chose not to fight back, which is even more fucked up. Listen, I am not a good person. I'm not nice. But I'm also not an idiot. And I'm not a murderer. And I don't fight people who don't fight back. So, if you want to get the shit kicked out of you, or if Cassie does, or Starfyre, or whoever, you have to throw the first fucking punch, okay?
Just find this a little hard to believe based on the fact that Cassie didn't throw the first punch the first time. It's what I can't get over, Hanlon, because it's not making sense to me right now. Because everything about you that I know does not match up with that story.
Too bad.
Okay.
There's a quiet clearing of the throat, and the two of you like turn, and you see Riley standing there, having eavesdropped, and they look scared. And Luna says, Riley, can you please leave me alone for like a second? And they don't look at Luna, they just look at you, Lucien, and they say, Luna's lying for me. She didn't bite Cassie. I did.
Lucian takes a step forward.
Luna immediately like gets a hand between the two of you.
He just sort of like kneels down a little bit more, looks at Riley, and it just very plainly, no judgment, just asks, why?
They look down. I didn't want to be a werewolf. My parents died when I was 10. And we didn't have family here. So I went into the foster system, and I had a family who wanted to adopt me, and my foster dad took me hunting, and there was a wolf that attacked us, and I scared them, and they didn't want me anymore. But Lily and Tess took me in because they're nice, and they knew how to deal with me, and I figured I could just stop being this, and then I wouldn't have to move again. But the more I try to keep it down and the more I try and push it away, the worse it gets when it comes out. And Riley's like shaking, hands clenched. I didn't mean to.
Lucian remembers seeing all the wounds on Cassie. Remembers the first time Cassie told him. Remembers asking Cassie for that. Remembers becoming a werewolf. Remembers it being exactly as Riley described. Then he just takes a breath and then just says, like, to Riley, thank you for being honest with me, because that's a friend of mine. But I know what that's like. It doesn't do any good to keep the wolf away. It really doesn't. You know, Luna saw the second time that I turned into a werewolf. I kept it down, and it wasn't good. So don't cage yourself. It won't serve you. And it certainly won't serve the people around you. And it'll do things like hurt people. You're a good kid, Riley. And I'm sorry that happened to you.
They're crying. And they just sort of like nod and like run upstairs.
When Lucian stands back up, he just looks at Luna like, you motherfucker.
She does reach out and like take your hand for like a moment and squeezes it and just says, thank you. Thank you.
They're a kid, Luna. Didn't know it was a kid. And then he walks probably back into the kitchen and then just like sits down and waits. Sits down and has dinner is what he does. And is very polite throughout the whole meal. And that's him.
Starfyre.
Okay. Is it okay if I go from immediately after Starfyre drops off Cassie?
Oh, absolutely, of course.
So I'm fairly sure that right before she dropped Cassie off was the nice little conversation about Fenris and etc. And I think Starfyre drives away from Cassie's house very quickly. And as soon as she sees an empty alleyway, pulls the car in there, puts it in park, doesn't even have time to turn it off before she is just sobbing, like head against the steering wheel, tearing her fingers through her hair, off in the side of the alleyway with the car idling, and gives herself like 30 seconds of that before she like breathes in, clenches her teeth, and starts driving home. She gets home and she parks the car, slams the door, goes into the house, and heads for the basement, and is hoping very much that she doesn't see any of her family members on the way.
Yeah, since going out, your sister has abdicated the basement and is not around that you can tell. And your parents aren't either. So the house is empty.
Awesome. Starfyre gets down there, takes off her jacket. So she's just in like a tank top, tight pants. Fixes her hair so it's back in a ponytail and redoes it so it's exactly the right way. Closes her eyes and gets herself to remember the day that Lucien got bit. And she focuses and she imagines the snow and the cold and exactly how it felt on her skin. And she opens her eyes and she starts scaling the basement down to the correct size, where exactly everything was, where each individual tree went, exactly where Lucien was, where Cassie was behind her. It is perfect. Every angle is exactly the way it was. Her feet are exactly where they were. And by herself, like someone doing a partner dance alone, she runs through the entire fight, exactly where she was, exactly where she stepped, every single move she made. She does it once and then she does it again faster, and then she tries it again slower, and she imagines different ways it could have gone, but every single time she does it exactly the way it went, and she remembers the way it felt and what she heard and what it sounded like and exactly how Lucien screamed. And she does it over and over and over again. And then she imagines today with the river and the zombies and exactly where she was and exactly where Cassie went, just to where Cassie's fingers touched the chain. And she runs that over and over and over again. And she does this for hours. Both of the fights, exactly the way they happened. Perfect, like crystal clear in her memory. And only when she has no energy left for it, that she is like basically on the ground, breathing as hard as anyone ever could, like a runner after the world's longest marathon, does she stop, basically in tears again, but fierce and furious.
Do you pause to like check your phone?
I think she'll stay there for a second. It takes minutes for her to even probably regain the strength to stand back up. But eventually she will like stumble to her feet, push her hair out of her face. I think most of it's probably down in front of her eyes now. And go grab her phone and open up a text to Lucien. But if she sees the group messages first, she'll look at those.
Yeah. You see a string of texts from Lucien, but the most striking one, of course, being that Stephanie Chaplin needs to die.
Starfyre texts back, okay. And then we'll walk out the front door of her house, no jacket, into the cold by herself. And we'll head for Morgan Miller's house.
You head for Morgan's house. It's a little out of the way in the woods a little bit, but you get there. It is cold, though you may not be feeling it. And you trudge through the snow as dusk settles into night. And there it is, the cabin where you used to spend so much time. There's a light on. and a car parked out front.
She walks up to the door and knocks.
There's like a minute, and then the door swings open, and you see your aunt Morgan in like an old, like ugly looking sweater and short dark hair. She looks very surprised to see you and says, Starfyre.
Please let me in.
Okay. She steps back so that you can step inside.
Starfyre looks a bit surprised, but she will, step in. Can I stay here tonight?
Your mom would not be happy if I said yes.
It's not like that she's that happy anyways.
She just looks at you and then nods and says, okay.
How do you fight a witch?
She narrows her eyes a little bit. Witch.
Girl at school.
Okay. I mean, if you want to kill her, kill her. Witches are humans. Though I guess if you want to be fancy about it, silver bullet.
Silver bullet? It's not werewolves.
Silver kills anything.
You could kill a snake. Because turns out those are real too. Not sure if you knew that one. I'll take out my phone and I'll show her the Ouroboros photo.
Her eyes widen and she like takes your phone and like to like look at it closer and like zoom in on the photo. Where did you get this?
Saw it at someone's house.
Whose house?
You know the Striciantes?
Fucking mob family?
Yeah. Sylvia tried some snake fucking bullshit. One of the girls at school. So we did some investigative work. She has a whole freaky ass altar room. That's in the center.
Fuck. That is not good.
Nope.
That is not good. Fuck. Do you have any ideas about when it's happening? Because it's got to be soon. It has to be soon. It's coming.
Yeah, I don't have much longer, I don't think.
She hands your phone back and puts a hand on your shoulder and says, we don't have much longer, but you can do this.
I wouldn't come here for pep talk, Morgan.
You are capable, Starfyre. You can end this.
Look.
And if you can't, the cycle just continues and you get to have a normal life.
I burned one of my friends today. The chain. The other one got bit on my watch. He's a werewolf now. There is no way out of this in which I don't hurt the people around me as much as I really want to pretend there is.
That's our curse.
Can you change it? Your magic, right? What if I wanted it to be Carolyn? Could you fix it? Because it wasn't supposed to be me anyways.
She asked me to do the same thing, and the answer is no. I can't. I can't change fate. I can't change destiny. It sucks, Starfyre, but the prophecy is yours.
Doesn't feel like there's much mine about it. Feels more like I belong to it. But yeah, cool. Awesome.
I'm sorry. I wish that there was another way, but the world is ending.
You sound like Mom.
She flinches at that.
Sorry.
This is our family.
Yep.
But you have a chance to end this for good.
I'm trying. I know. I don't know why I came here. This is stupid. I can go. I think maybe I should leave. Actually,
Starfyre, please. I have the guest room. You can stay if you need. I shouldn't. Well, the reason your mom didn't even want you here is because you need to focus, get your head in the game. And I was not helping. And I wish that there was anything I could do. But I can't.
no, you have magic, right? Can't you? Don't you have spells? Anything useful? Like could you?
I can't change this.
Forget it. I just.
If I could change it, do you think I wouldn't have tried?
Didn't you try anyway?
This prophecy is the only thing our family is.
You're not wrong about that. I'll have to turn on my phone and look at the Ouroboros again. Is this enough to show me something?
Morgan says, I can try.
Starfyre will reach out her hand.
Morgan takes it and begins to cast a spell. And for her, the magic doesn't really affect her appearance or anything, but she starts sort of chanting under her breath a little bit in a language long forgotten. And she pulls you into the past with her. It's not like Penny's visions where like she literally like pulled someone into a memory. In this moment, it's more like you sort of like step into like 2D animation where it's like a storybook. Everything is like sort of illustrated, and you're not standing with your aunt. You can't even see her. You can't even really like see yourself. It's more that like you are watching a story play out in front of you, and you hear your aunt's voice like explaining what's happening. You hear your aunt go, you know the myth about Jormungandr, right? Thor goes fishing for Jormungandr, draws him out of the sea, and you see before you see like Thor, like this huge like mythic figure with long like blonde hair, fucking fishing pole, and casting it out in like this illustrated sea, and pulls up a massive serpent. And as Thor pulls Jormungandr onto the shore, he like takes the hook out of its mouth, and Jormungandr sprays Thor in the face with poison. And Thor and the serpent start grappling, and Thor tries to kill it. And then the line snaps, and Jormungandr goes back into the sea and eats its tail once again. And you hear your aunt say, that's the story we know. That's the story we've been told. But Loki had descendants. Fenrir had descendants. Jormungandr had descendants. And you hear, like, Thor, like, saying something in that same language that your aunt knows. And your aunt translates it for you and says, Thor cursed them to walk among us, and they are trapped, and they want to be free, and they want to free Jormungandr.
Have you always known?
She, like, pulls you out of the vision.
Wait. And Starfyre's trying as hard as she fucking can to stay there, like, wants to see more of it, and says, Fenris too, then. Right? Because what about werewolves?
Roll to gaze into the abyss.
Oh, no. No. That's a 4.
Okay, well, mark your experience. You hold on to this, like, storybook world that your aunt has pulled you into, and you try to keep the two of you there to find more answers, but it fades away and the storybook closes and you are back in Morgan's cabin. And she looks at you and she says, I knew that there were snake people, didn't know about the connection, but she, like, holds your phone, which is, like, the photo looks like different, like there's, like, a filter on it now. It's, like, black and white, like the color's been sucked out of it.
What the hell?
Sorry, magic.
No,
But
glad it worked.
this would explain some things.
Yeah. So their curse is to be human?
Yeah. Not a bad curse, to be honest, but
Okay. Thank you.
Starfyre, if Jormungandr's descendants are here at the same time that this is happening again, there is a very real chance that they could be helping the Blackwells this time around.
Yeah, got it. Just seems like everyone I know is secretly my enemy, which is an interesting little conundrum. You haven't heard anything about the Blackwells?
No. They cover their tracks well.
Always have. Okay. Let me know if you find out anything about werewolves.
I'll look into it. Penny knows about Fenris. She has a plan to try and strengthen the veil between the worlds, which might help with the Draugr problem, honestly.
Okay, maybe I should go talk to her then. Do you know who it was?
I don't know. She didn't tell me.
Okay. Does she know about us then too?
Not that I could tell.
Okay. Thanks, Morgan.
I can set up your bed. There's some food in the fridge.
Thanks. Yeah, okay. Okay. I'll go help
Cool. So, Caesar, you went to Penny's. You saw the vision of your father, and then you went home. Did you do anything at home? You know that, like, you still have plans to see Lucien, like, at 4 a.m. later. So what do you do? Do you do anything in the meantime?
Yeah. He didn't go to tennis practice on Friday, so he's gonna practice tennis on his own for a while. After that, he's gonna wash up, and while he's in the bathroom, he just kind of like takes a moment to take himself in the mirror and sort of grips the sink and thinks about a lot of things. He's had a rough like day, past 24 hours. He thinks about his parents, and he thinks about the things he talked about with Eden. And he's going to grab a makeup bag and put concealer on under his eyes. And he's gonna find his grandmother.
She's like probably in her little she also has like a study, and it's more just like a sort of little library with like an armchair, because it's just like a small room with like a bunch of bookshelves and an armchair with a lamp that she likes to sit in to read.
Yeah, he will go find her there. He will steel himself before going to talk to her. Does she say anything when he comes in?
She looks up and puts her book down, or like puts a bookmark in it and keeps it on her lap. Yes, Miho?
Hi. I think there's a lot of things that I need to ask you. Do you know anything about, I guess, dimensions, other that are parallel, that things can come through?
No, I don't watch these TV shows or anything.
Okay. I saw something last night. I saw a few things. I know we don't like the Strasiantes. Is there any other supernatural things you think I should be aware of?
Guadalupe folds her hands in her lap and thinks for a moment and says, well, there is a witch in town.
Yeah. I met her today, actually.
Oh. And what did she tell you?
She told me that she's going to do something about what I saw, about the zombie in the woods I saw.
Were you hurt by it?
No, I'm fine.
Good. It doesn't concern us.
Yeah, that's what she said. I think what does concern you and me is the other thing she showed me about you and my dad the day he left.
Guadalupe is stone-faced. And she waits and then says, I don't know what you're looking for, Caesar. But your father is gone, and we are better for it.
I know. This isn't about him. I'm not looking for anything about him. He was weak and he was wrong, and I can't change that I am either of my parents' sons. And I think the past day has shown me that I could be doing more. I could try harder for you and this family. I think I just need direction.
She stands up, puts her book on like the side table, and sort of like straightens and like smooths your collar and leaves her hands on your shoulder. And she says, well, if you want to be of more use, mijo, the Striciantes are a problem. And, well, what I would like is I would like them destroyed and run out of town. You're going into politics, aren't you?
Yeah, of course I am.
Well, it seems you have your first opponent.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, he'll leave.
Let's really quickly, we'll cut over to Cassie, because you also got the text from Lucien about Stephanie Chaplin needs to die.
Around the time Cassie got that text, I think is probably when they finished the conversation with Eden. I think Cassie sees it. He reads it. He pauses and he doesn't reply for a few minutes. But he pulls away from Eden and he excuses himself to the restroom. And he goes and he leans against the countertop and just stares down at his phone. And he remembers the nights that he used to spend with Stephanie, the middle school sleepovers, and the quiet moments, and all of the good things. He remembers all the good things about Stephanie Chaplin. And he rereads the text. And he thinks about Lucien and Starfyre and Eden and everything he has now that he didn't have before. And he just replies, okay. He sends a text. He avoids looking at the mirror and he goes back to Eden.
As Cassie returns back, Eden just had a chance to think after the whole conversation with Cassie when they left, and thinks back to last night at the party, to Starfyre again. And as Cassie returns, Eden is just like, actually, do you mind if you gave me Starfire's phone number, like, so I can maybe set up a meeting.
Set up a meeting. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, like,
No, it's fine.
I don't
get
know
it.
them.
I get it. I'll set it up.
Like,
Where-
they're just, she's just one person in my chemistry class. Like,
look, she seems scary. She's not that scary. I'll text you the phone number.
okay,
Just let her know it's you and that it was me that gave you the number, okay?
okay, makes sense. And if there's a chance, Eden will text Starfyre, and first text is, hey, this is Eden, send. I asked Cassie for your number, and well, now I'm here, send. Do you mind if we talk sometime tomorrow?
It takes Starfyre a couple minutes to write back, but she writes back eventually. Hey, send. And then thinks for a second, because Starfyre is not exactly sure what this is, but figures it's something probably along the lines of Eden wants to help. And every time someone gets involved, they get hurt. So Starfyre isn't sure what to do with this, but you know, the Stephanie thing seems like a more pressing issue. So getting Eden involved with that wouldn't necessarily implicate Eden's involvement with the prophecy. And, you know, if Cassie gave Eden the number, Cassie's probably wanting some like this connection to work. So Starfyre will take a deep breath in and write tomorrow, 7 a.m. at the diner. And then you'll see the typing thing appear and disappear. But eventually it will come up with, can Lucien and Cassie come too?
Eden is going to think for a moment, because among other things about Eden wanting to help, she knows at least an inkling about Starfire's whole deal. She saw the Google searches of the Night of Revel and wanted a chance to broach the subject at least. But ends up typing, sure, I can pick up Cassie on the way there.
Starfyre texts back, I'll get Lucien. And then we'll open her messages to Lucien and be like, hey, would love to hear the whole story tomorrow at the diner, space, ?
Lucien would, because he's like just at the Hanlon's house, like pretty like eating dinner, he'd respond with like, okay, what time?
7, and then a follow-up next message, sorry.
He just types, I hate you. But I will be there.
And Starfyre texts back, I'll come get you.
Perfect. Eventually, like, Lucien, do you stay at the Hanlons, or like do you leave? When do you leave there?
Lucien, I think halfway through dinner realizes that he forgot that he has to have dinner at his house, and is like freezes, like like he holds his fork and then he just freezes, and then he's just like, I'm actually late for dinner. I forgot that I have my father's expecting me, and I forgot about that. So
Do you want me to call him?
Lucian set this fork down. You know what? Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah, he'll give the number to Tess.
Tess calls your dad, and you hear her conversation, just her side of the conversation. She's like, "Hi, is this Mr. Astor? Okay, great. Yeah, I was just calling to let you know that Lucian is over at my house. This is Tess Hanlon, of course, by the way." And there's like a moment, she's like, "Oh yeah, it's no problem. It's no problem." Yeah, no, very polite young man. Yeah, I'll tell him that you said. Okay. Yeah, great. Lovely to talk to you. Bye. And she hangs up and she says, your father mentioned that he wants you home around 9, and also your car is missing.
He will be like, yeah, my car's missing. It's fine. She'll be okay. And that's what I have to hold on to. I feel incredibly rude leaving in the middle of dinner. I'm so sorry, but I have to walk back to my house, and that's like definitely a 40-minute endeavor.
We could drive you. We could drive you for sure. It's too cold to walk.
Okay. Are you you're okay? Cool. Then he will finish dinner and then get a ride back to his house.
Yeah, Al drops you off and says, I don't know what the deal is with your car, but if you need anyone to take a look at it, my mom and I are mechanics, so.
Thank you. That's actually quite helpful. I may take you up on that.
Bring it by the garage at school, and hey, maybe we can make a class out of it.
That would be wonderful. That'd be really great.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Let me know. I'll send you an email about it.
Thank you very much.
Have a good night, Lucian.
Yep. Lucian gets out of the car and goes into house. Goes into house.
You head inside, and the house is completely silent, and there is a plate at the table with cold food, and there is a note beside it that says, "Your dinner. Bring the keys to my office when you see this."
Lucian scoops this food into the trash so it looks like he ate it, but he didn't. Puts the plate back down on the table, and then takes keys out of his pocket and walks up to his dad's office.
Yeah, this is like his secret study that he doesn't let you in. Do you knock?
Yeah. Very politely.
Your father opens the door, and you can see a little bit past him, wooden desk, big windows that look out onto the woods, bookshelves full of books, and a nice rug in the center with these two leather armchairs facing his desk. And he opens the door and just holds out his hand.
God damn it, I don't want to lose Blondie. Oh, this is so sad to me personally. Okay, well, he also doesn't want to die, so he'll put the keys in his dad's hand.
Your dad puts them in his pocket and says, "Let's not make a habit of being late to dinner."
Yes, sir.
And he shuts the door.
Cool. Could I get a look into anything else? But could I roll to gaze into the abyss to see if I see anything in the office?
Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
Motherfucker, that was 2 5s I just rolled.
You see a photo on his desk of a man and a woman and a child standing in front of a small house. And looks like your dad is that kid. And it is an unhappy photo.
Yeah, Lucian goes back to his room. Probably, this is lame, but fuck it. He does his British lit homework. And then he'll open his messages with Cassie and he'll just text, "Why didn't you tell me where you were last night?"
Cassie just texts back, "We had other things to worry about."
He just then says, "I went looking for the same thing. Send. It wasn't Luna. Send. But I guess you already know that. Send."
He sends back, "Yeah, I know. Send. She shifted in front of me. Send."
He just sends back, "Okay. See you at breakfast tomorrow. I hope you're okay."
There's the typing thing comes up for a while, like for a solid few minutes. Yeah, he just sends, "See you tomorrow."
Cool. He's done, and then he waits, and then he sneaks the fuck out and goes to the church at 4 a.m.
The St. Jude's Catholic Church does not lock its doors. They are always open to anyone who wishes to come inside. They do lock like certain rooms in the building, but like the sanctuary is never locked, so anyone can come inside and pray whenever they'd like. The lights are off though when you step inside, Lucian, but you can turn them on if you want, or like light some candles or whatever. Caesar, are you showing up at 4 a.m.?
Yeah, he's there at 4 a.m.
Fun fact, Catholic churches always have one red candle on at all, like lit constantly, because it means that Jesus is in the tabernacle, so when he walks in the church it's completely dark except for like one red candle all the way at the back. Yeah, he'll walk in, go to his preferred pew, which is 4 back on the right side on the edge, and yeah, he'll just sit down in the pew. Probably actually start saying a rosary while waiting.
Caesar will walk in, see Lucian. If he's praying, he won't call out his name, but he will walk up and sit beside him.
Lucian, we will stop praying, sign himself, and then turn to look at Caesar.
Lucian,
Caesar?
you don't need to stop on my account.
I didn't want to be rude.
Oh, really? You don't want to be rude?
No, I didn't, actually.
Turning over a new leaf as a gentleman. Thank you, I'm honored.
Do you want to know everything?
Yeah, I thought I would have to push you more, but yeah, everything sounds like a good place to start.
Yeah, I'm sort of done with hiding things at this point. So, I'm a werewolf. You know that.
Yeah.
Not that big of a deal, as it were. So that, and my friends and I, Cassie and Starfyre, have been hunting zombies in the woods for a while now. Don't know how long Star's been doing it, but I joined last semester. Cassie turned me because I asked her to, but he didn't want to. So then it was sort of an accidental thing when it finally ended up happening, which was what it was, and it's why we broke up. But he's doing better, I think, or at least trying to now. And I'm sorry. like, I'm really sorry. I am an asshole, and I wasn't brave enough, and I'm still not. I thought I was. He turns to Caesar and he looks him like very deeply in his eyes and is like, I don't like hiding either. Do you understand that?
I didn't know that. I don't. I understand that you don't want to hide, but I never asked for you to tell people.
Yeah, but you wanted me to.
I did. Some level. I'm sorry for entertaining the idea.
No. We're working on a way to make it happen.
Yeah, but if the party hadn't gone to shit, I would have said yes. I wouldn't have cared about the consequences for a night, because for one night I could get what I wanted. Now, I don't think I could say yes. And I know it's, cliche to say it's not you, it's me, but it is. It's both of us.
Lucien stands up, turns to Caesar, says, come with me.
Caesar stands up.
Lucien walks over to the confessional booth. He opens the door. Lucien gets in on the confession side. Leaves the door for the priest open for Caesar.
Caesar steps in.
This is just for me, because it'll make it a little bit easier. I'm going to kill my father. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to ask you out to prom. And those are two things that are true, no matter the obstacles that are in the way of them. The only reason I stayed hiding was because of him. And I had a plan to make him go away, and then I could make this happen. But recently, our mutual friend, Stephanie Chaplin, has made that reality farther from me, but not impossible. I no longer can, well, let's just say she made it a lot harder. A lot harder. So, can't kill him now, but I find myself not really caring. So, I think I've had enough with just about everything. So, ask me anything, Caesar. I'll tell you the truth. Anything.
How do you get brave enough to take what you actually want? Because the world is not just your tragedy, Lucian. I think you've been put through so much more than anyone deserves. But if at the end of the day, your problems all disappeared, I don't know that we could find a happy ending. Because I think I'm always going to belong to my family, whether I want to or not. And part of me hated you because you're everything I couldn't be. Sometimes I wanted to kill my father too. But I didn't. And if he was still here, I don't know that I could.
To answer your question, you find the bravery because it's all you have. It's the only thing that's yours. So you hold on to it and you let it grow within you. And you take care of it. And Caesar, we are not our families. We're us. We're just two boys who want to be alive. And that, so help me God, that is enough. And I'm going to make it enough. Because it has to be enough.
Lucian, I want to believe you. I really do. I really do. I want so badly to be able to trust you. I want to be able to trust anyone. I don't know how to. I want to be, I don't know, I want to be a lot of things. And one of the things I want to be is enough for you. But when you cut away every part of me that's not just a mask or something that my family has molded, I think all that's left is a lot of resentment and a lot of exhaustion. I don't know that there's kindness, and I want to give you kindness.
Have I ever asked for kindness? Have I ever asked?
I didn't ask for you to tell anyone about us, but you want to give it to me. I want to give you kindness.
Can't we help each other learn how? Just because we're bad at it now doesn't mean we can't make each other better at it later.
Is there a later for us? We're about to graduate, and I think I realized too late what I really wanted from you.
What do you want from me, Caesar?
Is it stupid to say? I want to be loved. I want to be loved without conditions. I don't think I've ever had that before. And it's unfair of me to ask it of you when all we've really given each other is cruelty.
I love you. And the only reason I didn't say it before was because I didn't. Why would you let me? Why would you let me?
I didn't want to. I didn't want to. I still think it's a mistake. Not because of you, but because, Lucien, I don't want. I can't. I don't think I could survive having you and having what I wanted. And then you being driven away by me or my family. You are terrible and you're wonderful. And I couldn't stand to see the life choked out of you. I couldn't stand to see you controlled and restrained the way I think my family would force you to be.
We could go anywhere. We could do anything. We could. Caesar, I would move the world for you. So please, please don't. Just don't. We can be free together. We can. We can. We can. We can. And don't throw away our chance just because it's gonna be hard to do. Because I'll do it. My father can put me in chains. Stephanie Chaplin can put me in chains. I don't care. They can try, but I'm not stopping. And Caesar, I've always wanted the part of you that isn't the math. I've always have. All of it. I always have. I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid of you. I want you as you are. If you'll allow me to, I'll love you.
You don't need my permission to do anything, Lucien. If you love me, I think it's a bad decision, but I think you're used to bad decisions.
Yeah. I'm good at making them.
Yeah.
I think Lucien stands up, gets out of the confessional box, and waits for Caesar to get out.
Caesar gets out.
Lucien walks over to the altar, jumps up on top of it, and screams so that the whole church reverberates with his voice. Caesar Rodriguez-Reyes, will you go to prom with me?
Yeah, Caesar will go over to the altar and he will also jump on top and he will take Lucien's face in his hands and says, "Yes, Lucien Esther, I will go with you to prom." And he will kiss him.
Lucien dips that motherfucker. Lucien full swivel dips him.
Yeah. Okay. We go from there. And what time does Sylvia wake up Sunday morning?
They were up until like 3 a.m. So definitely waking up probably like around noon.
Okay, cool. You wake up Sunday around noon, and you wake up and there's a couple of texts in the track group chat. There's like a big group chat for like all the kids in track. So anyone in track would also be getting these. There's a bunch of texts in the track group chat, specifically from Addison Murphy, who's on the track team, actually like the girls like track star. That says the first one says Caleb had a seizure and is in the hospital. And then there's like a bunch of people saying like, is he okay? What's going on? And Addison, there's like a follow-up that says Caleb had a seizure yesterday, is in the hospital. His mom told me that he's awake today, but he was unconscious most of yesterday.
This is definitely gonna like wake Sylvia up a bit more, and then she'll like open up the texting conversation with Stephanie. Last things literally like party at my house, and I think she's just gonna close out of that, put on like some jeans and a sweatshirt, and then go out and hop on their bike to go to the hospital.
Yeah, you show up around 12:30, 12:45. So it's like visiting hours. Like you go in and like ask like, to see Caleb Gray, and a nurse like makes you sign in. You see that there's like, like the little visitor registry. And so there's like actually a name above yours, Corey Bennett, who hasn't checked out yet, but this like nurse starts leading you like down the hallway to Caleb's room.
When Sylvia gets there, they're gonna just like look in and see if anyone's actually in the room right now.
So Caleb is in a hospital bed, hooked up to an IV. His mom, or like a woman who presumably is his mom, looks like him, is in a chair, arms like folded over her chest, like slumped over, like asleep. And then there's another boy sitting next to Caleb. Caleb is actually like awake right now. There's like a young Black man, like 17. He's a junior. You've seen him around. He's like a theater kid and has like a textbook open and like a notebook and is like working on homework on Caleb's bed. But I think he sees you like sort of idling by the door, and just sort of pretty soon after that just packs his stuff up and starts to leave. Says bye to Caleb and is like, I'll finish our projects. Don't worry about it, man.
When he like exits the room, Sylvia's gonna go in and like look at the woman sleeping and point and be like, she good?
Caleb says, no. She's like up all night. What, like here? But I think she's just like asleep.
Okay. So you had a seizure?
Something like that.
Do they know why?
No. I can't remember anything that happened before I was here. So I don't know. And they don't know. But my mom is like freaked.
Do you remember Friday?
Oh, yeah, I remember my girlfriend dumping me. Yeah, I do remember that.
Do you like remember anything specific about Stephanie?
You see that he is thinking or trying to think, and he says, I don't know, it's kind of hazy. I don't know, like apparently this is like a side effect or whatever of having like crazy brain damage or whatever. It's like you lose a bunch of your memories. I also like can't feel my right leg.
Okay. So like you don't remember anything else? Did Stephanie like? Do you remember if Stephanie looked weird?
I don't know why.
No, it's fine. I mean, I guess I did want to talk to you. Like, this sucks. Sorry it's here, but also like sorry for the part I played, I guess, in yours and Stephanie's relationship.
Oh, don't worry about it, dude. I think that was kind of destined to crash and burn eventually.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry that it wrecked your friendship too.
No, that was, yeah, I guess our friendship was also destined to crash and burn. So, yeah.
Do you want like some ice chips or like shitty jello?
No, no, I'll take a Jello, actually, yeah. I guess I hope you do better, dude.
Yeah, I mean, me too. But rest in pieces to my football scholarship, I guess.
Yeah, that sucks.
Oh God, fuck. We had a meet this week. I cannot run anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they'll make t-shirts with my name on it. Like, get better soon, Caleb.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no. I'm good. Well, actually, have you like have lived in this town your whole life?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of like a Blackwell?
No.
Okay.
Why? What's up?
No, I was driving and I like saw the name Blackwell on a building. And I was like, what? Is that a like new thing?
Oh, weird.
Yeah. Maybe I read it wrong or something. I was going a little fast, so I guess that could have happened. Yeah, I should actually probably go let you get some rest,
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I haven't been awake that long, but I'm like fucking exhausted. But hey, listen, I know we never like talked about what happened, and then it just kind of blew up in our faces or and whatever, but like you seem chill, and I don't know, I nothing that happened Friday is like your fault. That was honestly really on me, and I don't blame you for any of it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's purely on you, but cool. I guess I'll see you later whenever you get out of here, I guess. Or maybe I'll come back.
Yeah. I think they're gonna want to keep me in here for a while, but hopefully out soon for graduation, maybe.
Yeah.
No prom though. Now I don't have to even think about it. Thank God.
Yes, that's true. One less thing to worry about. All right. Sylvia's gonna like stand up and just sort of be like, peace. And like awkwardly just like walk out. And then Sylvia's gonna take out their phone, go back to the texting conversation with Stephanie, and just be like, we should talk.
That feels like a good place to end.
No! You're fucked. You're fucked.
You're
all
sick.
Of you.
All of you, yeah, all of you are sick and
Christ,
twisted.
Catherine.
Sick.
This episode featured Catherine Rarrett as the Master of Ceremonies, Percival Walter as Lucien Astor, Quinn Borzin as Eden Grace, Arcadia Reeves as Cassie Rodriguez, Casey Fleming as Starfyre Miller, Karina Revilla as Cesar Rodriguez-Reyes, Victoria Nielsen as Sylvia Striciante, and Saffron Heftigaub as Stephanie Chaplin. The Valkyrie cycle is co-directed by Catherine Rarrett and Saffron Heftigaub and produced by Casey Fleming. This season's editing team includes Catherine Rarrett, Karina Revilla, Casey Fleming, Zola Heftigaub, and Saffron Heftigaub. Music for the Valkyrie cycle was composed by Haley Adams and Quinn Borzin, art was created by Arcadia Reeves, and our social media team is run by Fabiola Liano. Additional sound effects are sourced from freesound.org and zapsplat.com under the Creative Commons Attribution License. For a full list of credits, please visit our website at midnightceremoniesmedia.com. Again, that's midnightceremoniesmedia.com. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to leave us a review and tell your friends, as word of mouth is one of the best ways to support the show. We appreciate all your support, and thank you so much for listening.
Proud member of the Rainbow Roll Network. Rainbow Roll.
Our stories, our voices.